If you want them to call you or text you every day, what I share with you in this video will change everything, and it'll help you understand more about the energy dynamics of attraction, plus how you can embody the most non-attached magnetic version of you. Now, the first thing you want to become aware of when asking this question is why? Why do you want them to call you or to text you every day? Now, the reason I say this is because when you see the real reason that you might want them to do that, it then helps you understand more where that energy is coming from. For a while, I remember that was something that would be my focus. It was like, okay, the focus is on how could I get somebody else to do this thing that I wanted them to do. And in a way, one of the things that changed everything for me was when I realized that was a form of me trying to manipulate the environment to meet my own needs. There was an inner childhood need that wasn't being met when I was a kid. And funny enough, then later on in adulthood, you attract people that can only reflect back that same inner child need that wasn't met. So then it's like we're trying to get our needs met. The person, of course, that feels familiar for us to like attract that. And then what happens is we don't get that need met. And then we feel like there's something wrong, and then we're searching for it. We're wanting our inner child needs met. So one thing I had to realize is that a big part of my life was spent trying to manipulate the environment and other people to meet my own needs. One way that this might look, at least it did for me, was trying to please people, pleasing people in order to get their validation and approval. So it'd be really nice. Wouldn't say anything that was like too triggering or too polarizing. Why? Well, there was an inner child need there. We're not feeling approved of or validated of as a kid, not feeling worthy. So then searching for that in other people. But the thing that changed it all for me was when I realized that people pleasing was a form of manipulation. I was trying to manipulate other people by being nice to them in exchange for them giving me validation and approval. Now, the game changer is when you are being yourself because it's who you choose to be, not being yourself because of what you think it'll get you. And when we're asking ourselves the question, how can I get them to text me or call me every day? We have to ask ourselves, how can I make them do this to get this response? And do we want to be in that manipulative energy? Because if we are manipulating the universe to give us what we want like that, or other people to give us what we want like that, we'll tend to attract people that play into that drama. Tend to attract people that play into that conditionality. So what I found to be the most powerful thing was to become aware of that dynamic. Remember, 90% of all transformation is awareness. The other 10% is just simply making a new choice. Now, funny enough as well, when you become aware of this, the deeper way to go about this and the deeper question to look at this rather than a surface level thing is looking at the fact that you get in life a reflection of who you are being, and that who you are being is a combination of how you think, feel, and act. We are addicted to the familiar ways of thinking, feeling, and acting, normally to the stories that were active when we were a kid. And what ends up happening is those stories are on autopilot. So we tend to attract people that reflect back the story that we had when we were kids. Now the thing is when people want them to text them or to call them back every day, normally what will happen is because there's a familiar energy with maybe having a story, you want to become aware of what is your story about the feminine? What is your story about the masculine? What is your story about love? Another way to say this, what are your beliefs? Because your beliefs create your reality. We get in life a reflection of what we believe to be true. So we can say, okay, I'm going to be attractive. I'm going to get these people's, I'm going to get these people to call and text me every day. But if we believe we're not worthy, then that is going to block any possibility or probability of that coming through. So what you want to become aware of is who are you being? What do you believe to be true about yourself? Because you only experience the probabilities and the synchronicities in your life that are equal to who you are being. And if who you are being is you have these subconscious beliefs that say, I'm broken, there's something wrong with me, people leave me. If those beliefs are on autopilot, then that's going to be the reality we experience. Now here's the thing though, as I was saying a minute ago, if we have an inner childhood need that wasn't met as a kid, we'll tend to attract people that reflect that same familiar energy back. So what you want to become aware of is what that inner childhood need that wasn't met most likely is. Because the most common ones that I found, for myself at least, and a lot of the people that I've coached, is the most common story is that we're not worthy. There's something wrong with me. There's something broken about me. And when we believe that deep down, we then tend to attract people that aren't emotionally available. A lot of times there's a familiar energy that's there because maybe mom or dad was emotionally or physically unavailable. So then there may be a pattern of attracting people that are emotionally unavailable, and it's like, well, how do I get them to text me and call me every day? Well, the challenge is that the familiar energy that was there in the beginning of them being emotionally unavailable might be the thing where you're trying to get them to get your needs met, but they may not be the ones to do it right now. Maybe they can come around, but a lot of times the key is not them. When you talk about making them do something, a lot of times the story's on them, their issues, they're not coming around. For me, that was my story. My story was like, I would try to fix people I was with. That was my way of becoming indispensable because they would never leave me because I didn't feel worthy. And I'd feel like, well, they're not doing their work. They're not coming around. They're not looking at themselves. My story was on them. They, instead of looking at me. And for me to attract that energy, what part of myself is emotionally unavailable? That's what I had to start looking at. What part of myself is this people pleaser version of me? Am I not being vulnerable? Am I seeking validation and approval? And then it has me in this like gray zone energetically. So what you want to become aware of is the not worthy, feeling not worthy. Is there a story there? Is there a subconscious story there that is on autopilot? The other one that I see very common is some form of abandonment wound, whether it is either emotional abandonment, physical abandonment, but in general, a lot of times people pleasers, empaths, are people that have abandoned themselves to make everybody else happy. Maybe you had to be the glue in your family. You had to be the one that always has everything all figured out, never has a problem, where it's maybe not okay for you to be not okay. Let me say that again. Is it okay for you to not be okay, or is it not okay for you to be not okay? Sometimes it's like, I'm such a burden, I don't want to be a problem because there are other problems in my family and I just have to be small and not express them. When in actuality, you expressing them is the key to your liberation. It's the key to you being the real you even being more of a polarizing version of you, but because it's who you choose to be, not because of what it'll get you. And the key to all transformation is, it's actually really simple when you look at it. It is letting go and letting in. You want to let go of the old stories, the old beliefs, the old identities. And you want to let go of the heart walls. A lot of times the heart walls are there to protect you from feeling shame. The shame is a belief I'm not worthy, there's something wrong with me. And the key is shining light on this by actually being vulnerable, showing the real you. Yes, you could get rejected for expressing your real emotion. However, you realize that you can only really reject yourself. But when you do that, you're opening up your heart. And then you're going to, maybe as you open up your heart and you be vulnerable, certain people may fall out of your life, but that'll make room for new people to fall into your life. So when we talk about making them call you or text you every day, you want to become aware of what you really want, and you also want to become aware of what kind of energy, what kind of stories do you have around this concept? And are you attracting emotionally available people or emotionally unavailable people because that feels familiar from childhood? And what you want to do is become aware of these stories, because 90% of all transformation is awareness. And as you do this, you will then allow yourself to wire in a new you. And you being the new you, this is the journey. I call this the map. This is the map, the magnetic activation process of becoming this new activated version of you, some of which requires you to go into the unknown. All magic happens in the unknown, as Joe Dispenza says. The known is the familiar. When you think, feel, and act according to this new ideal version of you, and there's two ways to do that. One is meditation. Meditating allows you to tap into what is called the theta state. The theta state is the deep level of brainwave activity that you were in when you were a kid, up until about 8 years old. Theta state, you're in when 20 minutes you wake up in the morning, 20 minutes before you go to bed at night. You're drifting from theta, which is more of like the dreamlike state, into then alpha state and then beta state. And in order to change your subconscious mind, what you want to do is you want to go back to theta state and then feel as if this is the version of you are now. Feel the emotions as this version of you, your heart opening. Meditations can be one of the most powerful ways to really unleash non-attached magnetic energy. And what you want to do is in meditation, you can also become familiar of the old you, and that you may choose not to be it anymore. Meditation for me was what I did to become a full-time YouTuber. I visualized myself as a YouTuber. I felt as if I was a YouTuber. I took on the identity of being a full-time YouTuber back in 2017. But then the other side of this is number 2, take choice and action. Literally be that version of you. For me, in attracting love, I had to be the most vulnerable version of me. I had to open up my heart more. I had to express my true desires, not hold them in. And as I did that, it changed everything about my life. I experienced new probabilities and possibilities as a reflection. So these steps to this process also is sometimes we find safety in connecting to other people and making everyone else happy. And the key is bringing the awareness back inside of your own body. Put it in your hands, put it in your feet, feeling the separation between you and other people. Maybe bring someone to your mind right now that you maybe feel kind of, there's needy energy there. You want something from them. Maybe their approval, their validation, their attention, them to come around to a certain level of thinking or way of feeling. Now, as you picture them in your mind, I want you to bring the awareness in your hands and your feet and actually feel the separation between you and this person. When you do this, you bring your energy back to you. This is also a way of creating magnetic energy. It works like magic. You do this even for just 10 or 20 minutes a day, or even 5 minutes a day. Do this with a candle flame or you and an object, feeling the separation between you and something else. Go out into public and see how different people treat you. Don't look for it. Don't be like, oh, people can treat me different, but just notice how you carry yourself differently when your energy is inside of your body and you're not tuning to other people and you're feeling safe in your own body, safe in your own frame. That is something that changes everything. So to bring this person to the mind, feel inside of your hands and your feet and feel the separation. And then call all your energy back to you now. I call all my energy and power back to me now. I call all my energy and power back to me now. I call all my energy and power back to me now. As you do that, you're literally because we have free will here, you're bringing back your energy into your body. And as you feel the separation, there's more magnetism there. There's more magnetic energy. And part of what makes you attractive is you being in your own energy and feeling safe in your own body and having your own vision for your life, your own direction that you're going in. Have things that have an ecosystem around you of friends and family that you enjoy being around, things that you love doing. Following your passion is very magnetic. Instead of being the cameo in other people's movie, become the star of your own movie. Because then you're not waiting, looking, and wanting them to text you every day. You're just being yourself, and ironically enough, they may text you every day, but it's not because you need it, you're trying to manipulate it. It's because you're in your own frame of reality, and that is magnetic. So vulnerability is another powerful value to live by, but you really want to become aware of your values that make up your identity because that goes into who you are being. Now, if you do want to learn more about the MAP process, the magnetic activation process, it's a step-by-step process that shows you exactly how to create permanent transformation so you don't fall back into the old you, using the power of meditation and then action of wiring in the new you. If you want to check that out, go to aarondowdy.com/map, M-A-P, or click the link below. It's a free video that shows you step-by-step how to go through this process, a live training that I did that shows you exactly what to do to go through this. And then also, if you want a video that shows you how to make them or to have them call you instantly, the energetics behind this, watch this video right here. So if you feel like you are putting more out to them than they are giving back to you, or if you're waiting for their text, you're waiting for them to call you, and they're not, then this video will completely reverse the energy polarity and dynamic that is happening. And I'm gonna share with you exactly what to do.